Hello and welcome back to the Efficiency Edge. I'm Leslie Shreve, and today's topic is productivity myths and bad advice, what big tech wants you to think, and how to design your workday processes so they actually work. Now, in the first issue of the Efficiency Edge, I talked about the three forces, the three mega trends that have radically reshaped the professional workday. The first was the collapse of the structured workday. The second was the AI productivity paradox. And the third was the workload management crisis. Now, together, these create what I call the great productivity gap. It's the ever growing gap between knowing what needs to be done and actually doing it consistently every day. And in case you missed it, here's the illustration so you can see what creates the gap. As I mentioned previously, ignoring these forces will not make them disappear, but understanding them will help you navigate the modern workday more effectively so you can adapt to what's changing and advance when everyone else will still be spinning their wheels, or worse, falling behind. Now we arrive at the big question I promised to address. What can we do to start closing the gap? First, that requires recognizing what works and what doesn't work and why. Those topics will be addressed in future issues of the Efficiency Edge, but for now, I want to tell you about the ways to win amid the chaos created by these three forces. So let's talk about the productivity myths and bad advice circulating out there. I want you to know what to ignore. The collapse of the structured workday has triggered a flurry of searches to make the workday easier, less stressful, more productive. What frustrates me the most is the rise of the sweeping blanket statements of advice, often delivered with absolute certainty. A guru tries something and then it doesn't work for them, and they immediately declare that it doesn't work for anyone. And this is where things start to break down. Productivity solutions are not one size fits all. The details matter. The type of work you do, your role, the business setting, the complexity of your work, all of it matters when considering something as big as a system or as small as a time management tip. Now, when those nuances are ignored, people are sent down a lot of long, frustrating paths of trial and error, and it becomes a constant guessing game, and it's exhausting. And I see the same myths and bad advice over and over again, repeated. And every time I hear them, I cringe, not because they're inaccurate, but because they pull people farther away from solutions that could actually help them. So here's my list of what to ignore. I call this the dirty dozen. The first one, to-do lists are useless or they don't work. Organize your email. Productivity is a trap because the more you do, the more you have to do. No. Use as many categories as you need when managing tasks. Definitely no. Time management has failed. To-do lists are evil. Schedule everything. Schedule every task. Use a short-term task list and a long-term task list. Please don't do that. Spend 30 minutes every Sunday writing a to-do list of everything you want to do in the upcoming week. Number 9, becoming more efficient just makes you more rushed. Number 10, sort all of your emails into folders named for the days of the week. Oh my goodness, no. Number 11, add a done list to your to-do list. And number 12, tech is the answer. Again, please ignore all of those. I will address each one of those topics in future issues of the Efficiency Edge because they all deserve attention, and I want to give you the reasons why they are not the answers. But for today, let's focus on the biggest myth, the one that ties in perfectly to force number 2, which is the AI productivity paradox. Now, the tech industry poses tech as the answer to all of the productivity problems out there. So if you've got a workday productivity problem, big tech wants you to know that tech is the answer. And much of the productivity industry wants you to think that tech is the answer. Back in 2008 and 2009, do you remember when Apple launched an ad campaign to promote their newest phone and its growing app store, and everyone started to jokingly say, "There's an app for that." And now there are so many apps on the market, it's overwhelming. Now, with AI being the new kid on the block, that message has only intensified. You've been conditioned to believe that tech is the answer to every productivity problem, for managing things to do and for planning and for prioritizing, for dealing with email, for making decisions, for how to spend your time, for deciding what to do and when. But an app is not the answer. Neither is AI. Now, using AI to take care of specific tasks in your job is helpful. I do that too. But what I'm talking about today is how to manage the work behind the work. This is about how to manage your tasks, your email, your information, and more. And I hold a particular stance on this matter. I know it's a rather unpopular view that work should be managed by you. Crazy, I know. Not managed by tech, not managed by AI, just you. Because AI cannot replace human judgment. Only you understand the nuances of your day, of your responsibilities, your relationships, and the constant changes that can occur in your workday. Think about what it would take to load all of that into AI continuously and expect it to stay accurate in real time in telling you what to do next. It's not realistic and it's counterproductive. Now, I know this view goes against the grain. I don't mind being the black sheep in the productivity consulting space, but here's the reality. Business is only going to move faster. Technology is evolving constantly, and apps are changing quickly, and keeping up is nearly impossible. So while everyone is saying there's an app for that, or use AI, and people are trying to get technology to think for them or to make decisions for them, to fix broken processes or fill in for missing systems, a proven method for managing your work will last beyond all of that. Now, I know it's uncommon to zig when everybody else is zagging, but this offers a major competitive advantage for you because that which is needed and rare becomes valuable, and it can make you unstoppable. Let's talk about why professionals who are successful don't take shortcuts. The workload management crisis has driven professionals to go on a string of productivity fad diets to find a way to make their workday easier, more streamlined, more productive, and less stressful. And I don't blame you. I'm sure you long to find that one thing that's going to solve your productivity challenges, right? And gurus prey on those who want to discover a simple solution, an easy fix, or a quick hack. They know that people love hearing about the magic bullet. But the truth is that there are no shortcuts when you want true productivity. Real, lasting, effective, dependable, and predictable productivity. Same goes for real success in life or in business. There are no shortcuts. So take the common health goal. Outside of using the latest quick acting prescription drug, of which they're just now discovering the myriad damaging side effects. See, no shortcuts. We all know we should eat whole foods, eat fewer processed foods, get more exercise, stay away from sugar, get enough quality sleep. These are all the common bits of advice out there. But do we do those things always? No. And that's because taking those steps can involve hard decisions, hard work, hard choices. But those are the ones that pay off. When it comes to your workday, you probably know a lot of things you could and should do, but do you take those steps? No. Again, because those steps can involve hard choices, hard work, hard decisions. And when you go down that trial and error path, trying all the tips and tools and tactics, the shortcuts, apps, and hacks, but without success, you come to the same conclusion my clients express when we first meet. And they say, I've tried everything under the sun. It's like being in a cycle of productivity fad diets. You try something new, you invest time in it, you encounter friction, and then abandon it for something else. Now consider this illustration of the 6 characteristics of a fad diet. This is from the Maine Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program, Maine being the state, M-A-I-N-E. Each one of these characteristics is relatable in productivity fad diets too. For instance, an app helps with one part of your work, but not in others. An app promises one thing, but doesn't cover everything you need. You have the app, but now no method or daily process for how to use it. An app might be a little light for what you need, with barely the features or the functionality you need to accomplish your goal. Or without a guide or any support to answer your questions, sustainability is hard. It's too easy to slide back into those old, comfortable habits. And while scientific evidence isn't necessary for productivity apps and tools, evidence of success of some kind is essential. And all of these leave you with an implementation challenge and big gaps in your productivity, your progress, and your results. Basically, the results are the same, whether for health or for productivity. If you're jumping from one fad diet to another, you don't actually solve the original problem because you never stay with one approach long enough to succeed. And then the cycle repeats. Do you really have time for that? Meanwhile, you've cobbled together a discombobulated selection of tools and apps that were never meant to connect or work together. And that's no picnic either. So here's the deal. If you buy the lies, you will forever be experimenting. You'll spin your wheels, trying to make each tip or tool or tactic work, but you'll stay stuck right where you are. And as a result, you'll continue to feel frustrated, discouraged, and overwhelmed. You'll be aggravated that you wasted all that time. You'll become more demotivated every single day. And you'll still be working at night or on the weekends to catch up, or at least try not to fall too far behind. So I want to talk with you about something that will pull you out of the fire, something that has immediate practical application, potentially for you. It's something that has worked for a couple of decades now, and it will help you to define and design your workday processes so they actually work. This is a fundamentally different approach to managing your work. So take a look at this image. All four of the major processes in your workday are represented as the pillars that support your efficiency, your productivity, and your effectiveness at work. In turn, these processes, when carried out in optimal ways, will give you more time and more freedom, as well as more progress during the day, which will ultimately help you enjoy more of life. And when I talk about having more time, I mean for doing more of what you really want to do during the workday and enjoying more time in the evenings and on weekends, which is outside of work, all with fewer worries, less stress, and more peace of mind. You can enjoy more time for advancing special projects or initiatives, for working with your team, for improving the quality of your work, preparing for upcoming meetings and opportunities, to spend with friends or spouses or kids, for health, fitness, or sports, for hobbies, for volunteering or spirituality, for fun, adventures, and vacations, and so much more. Oh, and sleep too. Wouldn't it be nice to be so effective at work that you could actually leave the office behind at the end of the day? Yeah, that's the point. Life is too short to spend too much time at work. So enter Taskology, the science of getting things done. Taskology is a system that includes all four of those process pillars in your workday. It's different than anything else out there on the market because my view is this: any single tool or tactic or app that only addresses one process or only speaks to one part of your work will fail you. It totally misses the big picture and it will fall short of success. The focus must be on getting to the truth of what it really means to be efficient and productive at work. Take, for example, the first process pillar, task management. Research shows that progress comes from task management, not project management. To support this, Taskology is task-centric. Even email is task management in disguise. When you take really small action steps, you'll get that steady forward movement that you're looking for each day. Now, conventional wisdom tells you to get to-dos out of your head and onto paper or on some kind of a tool. But the key to success is knowing where to put the tasks in the first place and knowing how to structure the system so you can easily manage it every single day. In Taskology, every task gets pulled from its source, from email, voicemail, texts, IMs, DMs, CRMs, meetings, hallway conversations, you name it. And we put it into one central digital complete task list. That affords you total clarity, the ability to prioritize accurately, and the power to plan and to achieve faster and easier. Here's an example of what this kind of list would look like in Outlook, but it can be built in any software. And when the list is compressed, you get relief from not having to look at everything, so you can simply focus on today. The bottom line, when you take care of your tasks, your projects will take care of themselves. Another example would be process pillar number 3. Email management. In Taskology, clients get to 0 in the inbox, and not just for the sake of getting to 0. The benefits include knowing that you've seen every email, you've made a decision on every email, and you've moved them all to better locations of either reference or action, or they're gone, archived or deleted. Imagine this for a minute. Consider a completely overloaded email inbox and what that means to you. Whether you choose Google or Apple or Outlook or something else, the illustration reflects a similar stressful state. Now consider an inbox that's completely clear and empty. You can see the difference, yes, but more importantly, you can feel the difference between the chaos and the endless questioning and the calm, knowing that you took care of everything. I'll address all four process pillars in depth in future editions of the Efficiency Edge, but for now, it's important to understand this. You don't need more tech to get you through the day. You need a method for mastering the work behind the work, and the magic is in the method. Taskology is a complete A to Z step-by-step system. It's a method for increasing efficiency and productivity. It's not software and it's not AI. It's a method of thinking, decision-making, and execution that can be used for an entirety of a career. It's not going to change overnight. It's not going to change in a year. It's not going to change in 5 years because it's immune to the tech and the tool and the AI churn cycle. And it will allow you to streamline the management of your workday and your work by eliminating all of the tools currently in use for keeping track of things to do, for centralizing what needs to be done in a mission control type of dashboard, for establishing the connection between all daily processes, for reducing or eliminating wasted time and duplicate efforts, for simplifying the processes used for managing tasks, email, and information, and so much more. Taskology becomes the equalizer for each of the three forces that have radically reshaped the professional workday. That means your most important work doesn't keep getting pushed to tomorrow, or worse, pushed to tonight or the weekend. It means you can get work accomplished faster and easier and with a lot less stress. It means getting clarity and relief. It means more focus and empowerment. So in your workday, you're not just busy, you're losing time. Time is lost every day managing the work behind the work. Searching, switching, tracking, jumping, double checking, reacting, pulling out the fire hose. Instead, a system that encompasses and streamlines all the processes in your workday means you can regain time, use that time more effectively, make progress, finish projects, reach targets, master your email, and reduce stress. And I'm happy to take you on this journey. The solution is unique, and so am I. And that's okay. I'm not trying to win any popularity contests here. I am here to help you get results. And I don't mind ruffling a few feathers in the process. At the end of the day, we both want the same things: to make progress, to feel accomplished at the end of the day, to enjoy the fruits of our labor, and to enjoy more of life. And believe it or not, the real solution is even simpler than many would have you believe. The industry is training you to chase technology. What actually works is mastering a methodology, and that's the truth. When you believe the lies, things get complex, and I know that's not what you want. So you get to choose. Keep believing the lies and stay stuck, or take a simpler, faster path to success so you can make a greater impact. Because the closer you get to making the impact you really want to make, the closer you'll get to reaching the levels of success that you want in business and in life. And the faster you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's all for today. Until next time, remember to make the most of your minutes, protect time for what matters, and make memories you'll cherish. Greater productivity doesn't mean packing more work into your workday. It's about getting work done from start to finish more efficiently, faster and easier, so you can gain more time to enjoy life. Until next time, this is Leslie Shreve signing off. Here's to your productivity and success.